Today was the opening day of the Drivein Radiator Springs. Well, more like the opening night. It had taken a lot of work to update and refurnish the old Drivein, but all the residents, the old and the new ones, had pulled it together and made it work. Since almost winning the Piston Cup, Lightning had tried to continue the work he had started by helping the residents of his new home rebuild the once downtrodden town to its former glory. The old Drivein was completely filled on the opening night. The premiere movie was Monster Trucks Inc. Of course, Lightning had gone and shared a spot with Sally. She was surprisingly quiet through the whole movie. Lightning loved to talk during movies, but every time he tried to say something, she would give a short answer and go quiet. He gave up after a while. About halfway through the movie, he started to get bored at the lack of commentary and started watching the other couples in the theater. Looking behind him, he could see Flo and Ramon, and next to them Doc and the sheriff. And on the other side, Luigi and Guido were together. And right next to him, Sarge and Fillmore were together. He couldn't help but chuckle every time he heard Sarge groan while Fillmore was obviously getting a little too cuddly. And then there was Mater. Mater was just on the other side of Sally. He was all by himself, and Lightning felt a pang of guilt for not going with him instead of Sally. But the rusty old tow truck seemed to be enjoying himself, and Lightning felt a little less guilty. When the movie ended, the cars honked their horns and revved their engines in appreciation of the movie and started to make their exits. "You ready to go?" Lightning nudged Sally with his tires to get her attention.
Wait a second, am I Lightning McQueen, or...?
Yes.
Oh, shit. You ready to go?
No.
No, I'm
Oh, wait. Oh!
That's a lightning line, you dumb bitch.
That's a lightning line!
God damn it, Corey!
Shit. To give you all the lines, I messed it up. Okay, go. 3, 2, 1, ka-chow.
You ready to go?
Lightning nudged Sally with his tires to get her attention. Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm ready to go, Stickers. She nudged him playfully back and followed him towards the exit. The exits were small and few, so lines had started to form. Lightning quietly waited in line with Sally, who was staring at the stars. Living in the city, Lightning had never really gotten to take a look at the stars. But out in the country, he was really starting to appreciate them. As he rotated, his view around the gaze fell on Mater. Still staring at the screen, devoid of any cars near him, his friend's strange behavior caught his attention. He decided to investigate.
I'll be right back, Sally.
Okay. He rolled his eyes and chuckled to himself. Obviously he was losing his touch. If the sky could tear Sally's attention away from him for so long, he rolled up to Mater facing in the screen.
Mater?
Yeah,
Mater
buddy.
Mater tore his gaze away from the fading screen to face his best friend.
Whoa, yeah, buddy.
Mater was as chipper as usual. Cheers, Sam.
Yes.
Say the line.
Okay.
Do the thing.
I am doing the thing. Stop whispering. What are you doing? Everybody's leaving.
Well, I likes to watch the ends of movies to the very end, because there's anything special.
Mater diverted his gaze back to the screen.
Oh, okay.
Lightning settled next to his friend as the credits continued to roll. With all the cars gone, the temperature had begun to drop. Lightning found himself getting cold. He moved closer to Mater, the old tow truck radiating heat, not quite realizing how close he was until he was leaning against his rusty friend. He closed his eyes, relished the heat, and the comfort of being close to someone. When Lightning made contact with his side, Mater looked over at his best friend. He tried not to move, not wanting to break the contact. He liked that Lightning was so close to him. It made him feel special. He knew there was a reason he had chosen Lightning to be his friend. Mater slowly leaned into Lightning's touch, not wanting Lightning to break the touch. He looked over at his friend, his eyes closed, obviously content. He decided to make contact a little closer and rotated his front tire to touch Lightning's. Feeling Mater push against his tire, Lightning knew he had gone too far. He pulled away, his hood growing red.
I'm sorry, Mater.
Lightning didn't know how to explain. How was he supposed to explain that he wanted to be so close to his best friend? He started backing up, trying to move away from his friend, trying to avoid further humiliation as his hood grew a darker shade of red. When Lightning pulled away, Mater realized he had gone too far. But he was confused that Lightning was apologizing. Why was he apologizing when he was the one who started it? He wanted to apologize, but maybe apologizing to someone who had already started apologizing was a little strange. However, he didn't really know what Lightning was apologizing for. Nothing had happened yet. It really confused him, and being confusing was a state Mater didn't like to be in.
Hey, buddy.
Lightning stopped paddling, but didn't make eye contact with his best friend. Not realizing how close Mater had moved towards him, he only realized when he felt Mater's bumper rub against his.
Ah, it's okay. You're my best friend, ain't you?
Lightning gave him a sheepish smile and leaned into the touch. Mater smiled. When Lightning returned his touch, he moved so that his facing in front of the stock car. Lightning's eyes grew large and he shivered slightly. When he felt Mater's breath on his front bumper, he closed his eyes and the tow truck leaned forward. Lightning's eyes snapped open when he felt his friend's lips on his, but only for a second. The touch was gone. He furrowed his brow. That was it? He lightly pushed up against pushed his lips back towards Mater's and returned the peck. It was Mater's turn to be surprised. He hadn't expected Lightning to return the kiss. He pushed back towards Lightning, holding his kiss a little longer, but this time Mater tried to break it off. Lightning made sure contact didn't break. He could hear... There's so much! I didn't think this go this long. He could hear the tow truck's breath hitch. The sound of doing strange things in the lower regions. He got a little worried when his friend didn't push back, but he couldn't stop a moan when Mater pushed back, hungrily. Lightning daringly pushed his tongue against Mater's lips, teasing the lower one, asking for his entrance. Oh my fucking god, there's more. Mater could feel Lightning's tongue on his lips, but instead of opening it, he pushed his own in the stalk of the car's slightly open mouth. Lightning moaned at the intrusion, sucking on Mater's tongue. Lightning's moans made Mater's drive shaft twitch. Fuck. Making him feel a little embarrassed. It had been a long time since he'd done anything like this. The kiss finally broke off when both cars' air filters begged for oxygen. Ooh, I know cars who... Lightning's hood was flushed and Mater just smiled. Lightning opening his mouth to speak, but closed it when he found that he had nothing to say. For the second time in his life, Mater had just gave him a wink and drove off behind him. Mater relished the slightly confused look on his best friend's face as he drove around him, completing the position he had taken once before when, with Lightning's slipped tow hook under his stock car's frame, hooking into the axle underneath. The sudden contact, so close to the sensitive areas of the chassis, caused Lightning to start.
Mater!
It took Lightning a second to realize that with only Mater's tow hook that was making contact with the sensitive chassis before he could respond, he was being hauled away backwards by its rear axle. He could hear Mater giggling as he watched himself moving away from the movie screen. He tried to divert his attention from his over-responsive undercarriage as Mater pulled him towards the exit. When Mater finally stopped and let go of his axle, Lightning could make the outlines of piles of salvage. They were at Mater's place. He turned around as fast as he could and drove forward right into Mater's mouth, pushing his tongue into with the momentum. He could feel Mater smiling into his mouth. And his tongue pushing against his. Lightning breathed heavily as Mater pushed back towards him, pressing up against the old pile of scrap. The red stock car's breathing rapidly increased with the added pressure against his back bumper, and Mater's lips full on his. How many more fucking oh my god, it keeps go- 1 second, I gotta find where I was.
That's why you use the mouse to, like, keep your position, my guy.
I have a phone, okay? That's what I'm
Oh
using.
no, you're on the phone!
This
That's right!
shit's on.
You're actually
all-
stupid.
I don't have a computer on me right now, okay? Anyways, composure. I got this. Don't worry about it. Any second thoughts that might have been left were gone from Mater's mind as he listened to Lightning moan into the kiss they had shared. You know, I hope I'm not saying this too loud. There are people downstairs.
Your parents are like, what the hell is he doing up there?
It's gonna be an interesting conversation in about an hour. Fuck. He could feel Lightning's V8 engine growing hot as both as both pushed into the kiss, neither one giving away. Mater watched as Lightning's tailgate rocked up. He doesn't have a tailgate, it's a stock car. Rocked up and down with a steady rhythm. A warm feeling buzzed through Mater as it occurred to him that there was a cause of Lightning's excitement. Armed with the knowledge that he could turn his best friend on like this, Mater broke the kiss. Lightning continued to rock his chassis, touching his... Oh my god, no. His chassis, touching his quivering erection to the ground. He was amazed by how much Mater's kissing was turning him on. He pouted as Mater's lips left his, grasping for more.
Mater, what?
Mater silenced him with a quick kiss and a wink. Lightning shivered as Mater began to kiss down his chassis. How the fuck does that happen? Like, stopping on his wheel well to slide up his tongue inside the frame.
I mean, it'd be a lot more simpler if they were Transformers.
That's fair. Oh, your line.
Oh, the Chelsea! Right, the Chrysler, whatever that word is.
The red stock car's breath hitched every time Mater slipped his tongue under his chassis. Mater smiled into Lightning's back wheel. He tried to keep head level with Lightning's tailgate, but his grinding up and down was hard to keep up with. Mater didn't want Lightning getting his satisfaction from the ground. It took a second for Lightning to realize that Mater's tongue had left his chassis. He almost screamed as he felt Mater's tongue slide against his shaft. He bit down on the lower lip, tasting the pain in his mouth.
Oh god! Oh god! Mater, please! Please don't stop!
The race car began to move in a different direction, grinding his tailgate towards Mater's mouth. Lightning became impatient by the fact that Mater's tongue could only reach the portion of his shaft.
Mater! Please! Take me!
Lightning quickly spit out the last few words, needing his teeth to bite his lower lip to keep back a scream as Mater managed... Oh, fuck me. As Mater managed to stretch his tongue to the grazed tip of Lightning's, catalytic converter, we'll call it.
You want to fucking narrate this? You say all the words.
The tip of Lightning's cock. Mater smiled around his tongue. He chuckled as he heard Lightning moan. I didn't want to narrate this. I volunteered, but anyways. He chuckled as he heard Lightning.
I want to quote you about 10 minutes ago. Man, I'd really like to narrate this. You know, if it's okay with you guys.
And then I'm probably gonna regret it, but you might as well have this recording here. I volunteered to do the next one, so...
That's true. Your narration's gonna be even more interesting, I reckon. Okay. Mater smiled around his tongue. He chuckled as he heard Lightning moan when he removed his tongue from his cock, but relished even more the sound when he pushed his tongue against his entrance. I could at least write this correctly. He could feel lightning tighten up near his tongue.
It's okay, buddy. Relax.
Mater could see Lightning shaking his body in an aggressive nod. Mater pushed his tongue back against Lightning and pushed his tongue inside. This time, Lightning couldn't contain his scream.
Mater! Oh god! Please! More! Oh!
Lightning began rocking between Mater's tongue and the ground. Mater could feel his shaft against the ground. Wanted to do something about it. Pulling his tongue out, he took a deep breath, hoisting himself up on top of his best friend. Lightning groaned as he got accustomed to the weight of his heavy friend, compounded by the feeling of his cock trapped under his body. The pressure sinuously pleasurable. I too know how to read. Mater rolled forward enough on Lightning so that his God damn it. What? This went 0 to 100 fast. That his cock was pushed right up against Lightning's entrance. I'm assuming that's the exhaust pipe. Mater waited for a split second, just in case Lightning had any second thoughts. He cared deeply for his newfound friend. What do you mean, newfound friend? In the car's lore, they've been friends for years. and the last thing they wanted to do was hurt him in any way. Mater could just make out Lightning's hissing pleas when he thrust in. Lightning tightened up around Mater's shaft, relishing the feeling of being entered by his best friend. Lightning was trapped between the dual sensations of his cock forcefully trapped between his body and the ground. And the feeling of Mater inside him. He noticed that Mater had been unusually quiet during this time. Yeah, Cameron's not saying anything. And Lightning was determined to change that. Mater let out a strangled yell when Lightning tightened his entrance around Mater's cock, almost pushing him over the edge, pressuring his tires tightly to Lightning's cab. Being so close, Mater quickened his pace, pushing against something inside the Lightning that had sent stars in front of his eyes with every stroke. Two rocked together, those slight shivers tingling across Lightning's frame. Every time Mater moaned, something he did, simultaneously squeezing him with his tires. Is this... Okay, we're getting close. Mater was so close, he pushed harder against his friend, driving his friend's cock around against the ground for the final time before he came. When he came, he tightened up, clinching around Mater, pressing him over the edge, coming inside the stock car. No! Oh... Lightning tried to laugh when his friend yelled, "Yeehaw!" when he came. But he was out of breath, and all he could do was breathe heavily for a gasp of air. Mater tightened the grip between his tires one last time and rolled off his friend up next to him. Lightning looked over his panting friend and leaned next to him and saying nothing. One feeling a little embarrassed, he could feel Mater's cum in his ass, but ignored it until he could wait till morning. Oh, nice. That's great. I didn't know I'd be reading the whole fucking thing here, guys. I should have looked.
I should have read it firsthand to make sure if it wasn't...
I should have read it. Okay, you know what? We're going with it. We're this far in. Mater fell asleep almost as fast as Lightning did. The two bestest friends cuddled up next to each other in the wee hours of the night. Lightning awoke groggy-eyed. He vaguely remembered the drive-in last night, which would explain why he was so tired and exhausted feeling. But the feeling was replaced by a warm feeling, as he remembered being with Mater. He blushed as he remembered the events of last night. It took a second to realize that Mater wasn't with him. He looked around the salvage yard, suddenly feeling abandoned. Mater wouldn't leave him like this, would he? It wasn't just a one-night thing, was it? Panic tried to settle into his stomach as the idea floated around. Yeah, floated around with something else, I bet. No, Mater wasn't his friend. He wouldn't... No, Mater was his friend. He wouldn't do something like that. But then again, Lightning hadn't expected Mater to be such a great lay either. The panic disappeared when he heard a familiar...
Howdy!
Mater smiled at his bestest friends, looking like he hadn't got quite all the sleep out of his eyes.
Good morning, Sleeping Beauty.
Lightning smiled, remembering that his first night at the salvage yard.
Hey, buddy, guess what?
Lightning smiled a quizzical smile, asking him to continue.
I made up your poem while I was up this morning.
Lightning continued to give his friend a big morning smile.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I love you and... Oh, wait, hold on. I had a minute ago.
Lightning laughed. This was the Mater he loved, the one who absolutely loved him, enough to compose terrible poetry after their first night together. The end. I need to delete browser history and move to China. Jesus Christ.
Well, you know... I
was
wish
doing
that
a
there was
private
more
tab.
lines
Shit.
in this.
Yeah, you know, I'd be down for that too.
Next time, maybe... Nah, I don't think any of my fans reads exotic fan fictions, but, hey, it's Sophia! If you have anything that, you would like me, Corey, and Cameron to read, go ahead and send us it.
Oh, dear God.
Shit.
I think Cameron had the best lines out of everything.
Yeah.
I was the best Mater.
Maybe if I actually did my fucking
Move
job
over,
for
Larry.
once and I proofread it, I probably would have been able to show some
Yeah,
good old
That's
acting.
what makes your job so good, is that you don't do it.
Yeah.
You know what? That's true. None of us had a pre-reading. We just jumped into that balls to the wall, or balls to the chassis, I guess. But, you know, that's how it did.
Well, since I disappointed everybody that I ever known,
Me too, buddy.
Cameron, how would you rate this as is it your most proudest FAP or second proudest?
Listen, I mean, I've seen and read some pretty terrible things on the internet. On the lewdness factor, I'd give it a solid 7, 8 out of 10. Writing, you know, that's you know, it was lacking in that department. I felt that grammar wasn't all that great. I didn't feel really immersed. I'm gonna give that one a solid 4 out of 10.
Yeah. Yep.
But overall, you know, had my favorite theme. We had Disney Pixar's 2006 hit movie Cars.
If only
So,
we
I
had
mean-
the main menu from the DVD playing music
Yeah,
playing in the
exactly. I just
background.
want to hear
Then it
some
would
Sheryl
be
Crow right now. So.
complete.
I'm on the highway and I want to ride it all night long.
That's the Rascal Flats, you fucking degenerate.
So yeah, no, I'd give that one a solid. You know, it's I'm gonna give it a 6 overall out of 10. Wasn't great, wasn't terrible. You know, you know, we had a good time, and the real sex was the friends we made along the way.
I would give it a strong 3 Lee Harvey Oswalds out of 5.
All right. So I mean, I guess I have to change my rating to being 5 bullets to the brain out of 10.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go with like.
I'm gonna rate it a 7 out of 10. Not my proudest FAP.
7 out of 10 Jack Rubies.
There you... Hey Oswalds.
Hey Oswald.
Oh Jesus. Well, there you go. You fucking
Degenerates.
disgusting...
I hope you guys fucking like this shit.
I didn't.
You
I need
filthy
to go
smucks.
explain to everyone
I
in
gotta
the
go
about a
have
10-mile radius
series
that I'm
of
not
showers.
actually. A series? Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
dude, you gotta stay
I was just gonna get
sweaty.
the power
Keep all your
sprayer and
gamerness.
strip off a layer of flesh, you know. You know. Never mind. I'm not gonna
You
make
know,
that comment.
Hey
should
guys,
I
don't
end this or
forget
should
to
I
like
keep
and
all the
subscribe this
banter in
video.
there? I'm gonna.
I
keep the
thought you did
banter.
end it already.
No,
Okay,
dude,
well,
I'm still
there-
recording
there
some
you-
banter, dude.
Oh my
Yeah, this is
god.
B-roll, dude. But don't
This is
forget to hit that
B-roll.
like and subscribe, boys.
Don't forget
we'll
to
be out here
unsubscribe
next
and dislike
time
this video
for
for more
FanFiction
shitty
Not
content.
Friday.
$1 million gift card from a Nigerian prince.
Ooh, I love that
Listen,
email.
y'all want to be Mr. Beast.
Remember,
but
guys, subscribe to
never gonna be.
PewDiePie.
Y'all be Mr. Beast, but you're really Mr. Bean.
Oh, Corey, you missed that?
Buzzinga. No, I didn't. What happened?
Remember, guys, subscribe to PewDiePie.
Oh, wow.
Play that
Very,
joke.
very, very 2019 of you.